What time? It's your boy DJ Cheddar Loco. Make sure y'all check in with Let's Yap About It podcast. We out here at the Trader Truth event. Silent listening party. Yes, sir. We outside, baby. What time? It's your boy DJ Cheddar Loco.
Make sure y'all tap in with Let's Yap About It podcast, man. The real dynamic.
Man, you tuned in to Let's Yap About It. Even though I don't talk, but you got something to say. Stuck emotions out now. If you don't know, man, you tuned in to Let's Yap About It. Even though I don't talk, but you got something.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. Let him cook.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Yeah.
Let's yap about it. Let's yap about it.
Yap About It podcast. Starring raw bass.
Let's yap about it.
Yeah.
Let's yap about it. Let's yap about it. Let's yap.
Let go.
Let's yap about it.
We in the mix. Fit too savage. Let's yap about it.
Let's yap. Let's yap. Let's yap about it. Yap. Let's yap about it. Yap. Let's yap about it.
Interviews be exquisite. Stop by for a visit. Content was so living. Had to pray for all of my children. Now the whole world be listening. Talk to niggas from prison. Spoke how they was living. How the COs be tripping. Rappers losing on the back end because promoter dudes keep dipping. Seen the show when the dude started out of bloods, then start crippin'. Stripper niggas stop tipping. Out of game, niggas stop flipping. Bad attitude, so he had to move just to keep his ass out of prison. Seen a show about a young hoe, fucked on a sister, man, no apology. Let's yap about it. If the bitch come around me, shit, she can holler at me. Check my Instagram, she was following me, cause she knew I be where them dollars be. Rapid funds, but I keep it going, I fuck you up, no apologies.
Let's yap about it. Yap. Let's yap about it. Yap. Let's yap about it.
Let's yap. Another one. Finish him. Bit too savage. Savage like music.
Welcome back. We are glad to be back, man. Shout out to everybody tonight, man. Man, I'm glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? I definitely we got a lot to yap about tonight. So, I definitely wanted to touch on a few things that have been, plaguing my spirit a lot, especially when it comes to, where we are as a society. If you've seen me through the week, I've been posting, especially with Travis Scott, the song Stop Trying to Be God. You got a lot of people running around here with a God-like complex, moving around and just doing the most. When I say doing the most, not something that's beneficial to society, but it's just out of control. You know what I'm saying? Saying anything, doing anything, trying to basically clean up images that we know we watched you destroy. We've seen you just desecrate and just basically just become to the point of just unruly, just trying to use image to clean up your image. Using religion, using Christianity to clean up your image. And it's just become just a rampant rinse, wash, and repeat type of thing. And it's a few subjects that I wanted to touch on, and it's a few personal things that I want to attack too. Make no mistake, this show is gonna be a barn burner. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And we're gonna go through the topics. So without further ado, welcome to the Let's Chat About It podcast. We are the new media, and I'm here to bring it to you raw, live, and direct, full in effect first for you, the people. I want to thank you for joining us for tonight's program, and I want to thank all the listeners because without you, the people, this would not be possible. You are now tuned in to the best broadcast in Black media. Sit back, relax, and let's start the show. So tonight, I really want to tap in, and I really, 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 really want to touch in and touch bases, um, and I really want everybody to understand of what I'm talking about on tonight's program. I'm gonna pop the banners up. One of the things that hit me interesting is what I've been watching in the social media, and it's right above your screen. Tyrese ex-wife finds God and does damage control. Um, my question is, why does God always come into play after the damage is done, and then to clean up their image, knowing that they don't follow God's teachings, principles, nor His commandments? Because if that was the writing on the wall, then that would be shown from the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Now, I want to just give you an insert of what Tyrese said in response to his wife, because that went viral about her taking accountability. But my question is this: as when he explained himself in that situation, he explained the real. You know what I'm saying? No religion, nothing, no religious bias behind it, but it was just the actual point of how he felt. And I'm gonna play this for you, and then we're gonna return back. And I'm gonna bring on my guest members because I got a lot of things to talk about tonight. So I'm gonna just let y'all hit. I'm gonna hit y'all with this first, and y'all tell me what y'all think. And y'all could drop a comment, get on the YouTube page, drop a comment, and let me know what you're talking about.
Man, I was not going to respond to this video of my ex that's now gone viral. She is loving it. Congratulations, you went viral again over something else that you said because you're trying to build up your YouTube page and get your followers up. Listen, and you packed up a 1-year-old, put a COVID mask on top of the Ring cameras, and I was literally in an airplane on my way home to fight for my marriage and my family. You're heartless. This is all about money. If you had friends in your ear, you're lying, you're gaslighting, you're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Because you're still trying to get $20,000 a month for a 5-year-old. This is all a game.
Up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let none other than none other than the man himself introduce himself for tonight's program. Go ahead, man. Talk your talk.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your man, Y'all talking about, man. I'm here tonight checking in. Let's get it.
And Miss Lady, ma'am, the first lady. Definitely, I want you to tap in. You give your spiel.
Okay, so I'm Jess, and first off by Jess, also Jess Talks. So I feel like we're gonna have to really like dive into this because I have a lot of different views, and what
Yeah, okay, yeah. We definitely gonna give you a round of applause. We want to thank you. We want to thank you for stepping in tonight. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Tim start off the conversation. What do you think?
Um, I feel like it's a real messy situation. It's a sticky situation, but I mean, it's a 2023 situation. It's the new norm. Nothing is private anymore, and yeah, like that's the society we live in now. Um, Everything is for clicks and likes, and you know, he got put through the ringer, and she basically gonna use this to catapult her career, you know. So now it's on to the next thing and the next man and the next podcast, the next show to take her career to the next level. You know, she'll get her child support along with all the interviews she could get. She gonna demonize them and throw them all the way under the bus and just the norm of 2023. Well, how relationships work in this day and age. nothing special to see here. It's what they do now. And it's unfortunate because they have a child and the child is gonna be exposed to this, but then again, in that time, I mean, it's normal. Like this is what it is. It's sad, but man, it's what it is, man.
Impressive, Jess. What's your perspective?
So I'm gonna say this as a woman, that's not always the case. I get it, and I hear everybody always using that 2023 thing, and that's cool. I get it, but everybody's not the same. Now, it most definitely may be a reason why she's feeling the way she's feeling. And at the end of the day, people do grow, and some people grow in a positive way, some people grow in a negative way. But it's always cause and effect. It's always a reason why somebody does something. Now, none of us actually know them personally, so that's one thing. Another thing is trauma from growing up, trauma from other relationships. All of those things always play a factor. So, being transparent, it could go either way. She can mean well, and she could not mean well. But at the end of the day, I just feel like everybody should just use these as learning tools and learning experiences because nobody is perfect. It looks like they had the best marriage in the world. He was so happy, she looked so happy. But at the end of the day, both of them could really be lying on the cool. He could be spitting something that ain't totally true, and she could. But nobody actually knows but them, and everybody have their own truth. And what may have looked like the truth to Tyrese may not even be how she felt, and vice versa. So I just feel like it could go either way, and we should give people grace because we want somebody to give us grace. So that's how I feel about it.
Interesting. Um, as we see, and I look at the power dynamic in this, I'm seeing a pattern with a lot of where we are in the society as far as our culture, black men, black women. There is no bow out gracefully right now in 2023. There is no foundation of respect in which you married. That's no longer there. Third point, where I see the pattern of the black man being held to nothing more than just a cash cow. And the reason why I say that is because it didn't say this in the video. He said it exactly that that woman makes 100 and something, 160 something $1,000 per year. She's not doing bad, but it's about the prenup. And the prenup that she signed and agreed to. Mind you, they both came into this with their mindset and sitting down at the table and established in themselves of what we would come together with and what we would walk away from. And what the problem I have with now is that we have a lot in our culture that goes to the forefront. This is a pattern, and especially when it comes in the celebrity world. They go, they get married, everything's beautiful, everything's fine. 5 to 7 years, or even 3 to 5 years, they divorce. Then the first thing, this is a PR campaign. We monetize the breakup. We're gonna go to these radio stations. We're gonna go on these podcasts. We're gonna say negative things about the black man, but you didn't say that when everything was all good. Then you're gonna proceed to go through the court proceedings to see what alimony you can get, what child support that you can get. And then that's going to be the end all be all. But the problem is, if it was about love and it was about understanding, and that's what you married up under that pretense, under God's eyes, unquote, unquote, because they magically find the Bible, especially when they at wits end. Mind you, she's gotten 3 lawyers to try to bust this prenup, and they can't do it. He's got $1 million worth of legal fees, right? So if it was just about the accountability, then why don't you take accountability for your lawyer fees? Why don't you take accountability for your actions? That man said that you had not just those friends in your ear, but you had spiritual people in your ear to keep that marriage together. How about this? We explained to her in that message, and he did it so respectfully, and he didn't do it disrespectfully because that's no longer his wife. He said, if that was the case, we both come from broken homes, which we continue to see in the modern day to 2023 today. So how could you sit there and say, hey, look at that? Who was more important? What was more important? It was the money. And you can see that at the end of the day, like I said, the cleaning up part of them getting back together or trying to attempt to get back together was nothing but image, nothing but money. Now at the end of the rope, and they figuring out that they can't bust open that prenup. Now she's definitely trying to clean up an image and then use, and that's exactly what narcissists do. Will use anything and anybody's negativity, plight, or whatever to create and monetize for the money.
Absolutely. The new norm, 2023. The new norm. This what these celebrity couples do, you know? That's how I go. There's no breaking up amicably, there's none of that. You go your way. Hey, maybe in the white community, but right now I'm saying a big mess. I don't know their names, but it's a white couple. They on TMZ every day. Right now, the judge just ordered that they split headquarters in the house. Like he get the master bedroom and all that, and she get the basement. I can't think of their names, but everything just messy, man. You know what I'm saying? But they monetize off the mess too. You know, like people love scandal. They love a good story, and it's real easy to do these type of things when there was no genuine love to begin with. You see what I'm saying? Because when you genuinely love somebody, you, regardless of the circumstance, you're not going to go that route. You see what I'm saying? So let these celebrities take this as a lesson. You know, they marry these women once they already own, they already established, they big time. Hey man, don't think you could just bring a regular woman into this world and think it's gonna play out all right. You know what I'm saying?
Just
So it's not funny, but it's funny to me, and only because I guess because I've never like told anybody that what they with how they should think or what they shouldn't think, and I'm just big on it. But I really feel like at the end of the day, we all have some type of trauma, even if you had like a mother and father in the home. Like I have plenty friends that grew up with both of their parents, and it still was, disarray, uh, discomfort, because just because a couple is together and they're raising the children together, that doesn't mean that they come out, without any kind of mental issues, without any kind of trauma, without them seeing something that they didn't care to see as a child. And so, regardless if people are grown up in an area where they have or don't have, there's still going to be some type of problems. And it's hard to say, well, she just doing this for this. And I've seen it where, that's the case. They just trying to get what they can get. But I've also seen it that they did have issues going on within the actual relationship that caused those things. And just because a man or a woman says they want to do better or they trying to fix or work on themselves, it's like they don't take away what you did. You still held accountable for what you done, and how you did things or how you presented yourself, because people can only take you at face value. Whatever you show them, that's what they're going to think. And so in their situation, I just feel like possibly maybe one of them were not as transparent as they thought they were being. And so when that happens, there's always going to be some type of disconnect and miscommunication. So that's how I feel about
now, it's funny you say that, right? And the knowledge that I had back then is not the knowledge that I have now. And this is not to take, and this might piss a few people off, and it may not. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something to address as far as the elephant in the room. When you look at your family foundation, you can tell pretty much in your family dynamic who was pretty much stand up and pretty much who were pieces of shit. Whether it's your mama, whether it's your daddy, whether it's your uncles, whether it's your cousins. You can pretty much tell who was pretty much the primary foundation of the family, men and women's side. You can tell who was good and who was the pieces of shit. So when you come into this family dynamic of marriage and you wanting it to work, I think that comes with the contributing factor of knowing your foundation. If your foundation is shitty, then it could give you a point of reference of what not to do. You know what I'm saying? What not to do, because what I've seen is when we looking at modern day, especially with a man being able to humble himself amongst the millions and millions of followers that he had to say that, hey, look, I love this woman. I wanted our marriage to work, and I didn't have. I put whatever I could as far as a man. You know what I'm saying? Which I could tell he was serious, because one thing I know is I can tell discernment. I can tell with scruples. He wasn't playing. And then the funny part about it is, especially when he went through the shit with his child, a lot of people laughed at him. A lot of people was like, damn, he shouldn't have been crying and this and that and whoop de whoop de whoop. But the one thing that people don't understand in this society, because a lot of people are disconnected to their kids, that when a man loves his children, man, don't ever fuck with a man that loves his children. That man will hurt you. Straight up. When he's at his wits' end, that man will hurt you. And some women know this. Women know that they cannot get to the soul of him on a personal level, so they'll do anything. Like I say, narcissists will do anything. They'll use fucking children to hang above him and to put him in an uncomfortable position to do something drastic that he may not want to do. And we've seen this.
Nah, that's that's definitely true. So again, these big time celebrities, they give these regular women that's not used to this lifestyle, or they're not seeing it. All the warning signs be there. It just, they ignore him. Like, she fooled him. She had him thinking that he was like, man, she wasn't even into money. She ain't into, this and that. Say, man, they putting on their best shit, man. And when you in this position, you worth millions of dollars, you gotta know you're a target. And once she got where she needed to be, Val moves.
I wanna I wanna piggyback off what you just said. It's funny you said that, Tim, because what I noticed is, not even from a marital standpoint, a lot of times the black men that have come into money in the top 1%, and I've understood this dynamic because now as I'm growing, what I understand is sometimes the man can actually not be the savior of the wife, but also be the savior of the mother. And if you think I'm lying, I looked at the behavior. I'm gonna give you two examples of why that dynamic is so important. We looked at LeBron James' mother, right? She could not handle being around basketball players and celebrities. As you can see the end result of what happened there, right? You
Right.
can look at Blueface's mama. Blueface's mama is now in the media. She's got her ass cheeks out and stuff. Now, mind you, you're 51 years old. LeBron James's mother is over 50 years old too. So that right there shows me the understanding of where our culture is, especially when it comes around economic growth and development, because they willing to do whatever. And you got LeBron James mama, Blueface mama. Those are prime examples, because Blueface is primarily the breadwinner of that whole family, past his stepdad. LeBron James is the primary breadwinner. He was the savior. He is her sponsor. And when I say sponsor, meaning her ticket to a comfortable life for the rest of the life that she did never have, especially with a man. And you can see how this plays out. It's all about the money.
It's true.
Yeah, it's crazy that I recently saw that about Blueface Mom. So I don't usually keep up with a lot of the celebrity drama, mainly because life is real and I'm working on things to develop my brand and push my business. So that's not really, my most entertainment. But I do frequently get on my Snapchat and look at different things that's on there. So that's the only reason why I even saw the stuff about Blueface Mom. But I just feel like as a mother myself, it's just a lot of things that I wouldn't even want my kids to associate me with. I was raised to, have integrity, to care about how you present yourself. I was mostly raised by my grandparents, so in that aspect, it's a lot of things that it just don't fly with me. They don't fly with my family. They've always raised us to, add to whatever relationship we in. They told us that, they told the guys that, they told the girls that, and it's just always been big to us to want to grow in whatever kind of relationship we were in, friendships, marriages, shoot, engagements. Like I have friends way from elementary school, middle school that tell me, that I'm still solid. And then to me, it's like, I mean, it's cool that y'all say that, but I ain't doing it for that. I'm doing it because that's what I stand on. I stand on business. I mean what I say. And if I feel like I don't care for something, I'm just not gonna be a part of it. I'm not gonna partake in it. Even currently, like I have friends that go out and do things, and they want to invite me to all this stuff, and it's cool, and I know that they mean well. But when you have a vision in mind, and you have goals that you want to reach, and it doesn't include like a whole lot of drama, and like certain situations you could be in, you're not there for any drama, but because there's drama there, you be included with it. And I feel like at their age, they should be able to understand it already, before they even got into their kids making this kind of money, or them being, as you stated, let's yell about it, being saved by their kids financially. And I guess that's why it's so imperative to have a plan in place for your kids. And when you don't have a plan in place for your children, and then they, do better than you, um, we discussed before, Rob, that sometimes the parents can become jealous of the children. And so in that aspect, they will kind of, put out in the game, make them look like they not doing what they should for them, given that they, reached a certain level of economy growth, growing money, growing businesses, growing in the stature, especially if they get into any type of politics or any way where they just spreading words to help somebody else. And it's kind of like, why not just be on the team? Why not just be supportive and do what you can to the best of your ability, especially since you don't know what's going on and you don't understand. I just feel like being surrounded by so many people that I know that actually are, making good money, being the celebrity life, is just kind of like you want to show people that you can add. You're not just there to take from them, because at the end of the day, anybody can, slide you some cash here and there. But what are you gonna do with it, and how can you make that grow, and how can you show them that you on board for the team and not just there for the ride? So that's how I feel about it.
Timbo.
Uh, for a lot of those cats, they got the bread. I don't really think you could differentiate the difference with with these women, because you know a lot of times, man, you gotta ask yourself, like, if I didn't have the bread, would I even attract this type of woman? And a lot of those cats, they in denial about it. So, man, it's just something you gotta, like Rob used LeBron for example. The reason I tip my hat off to guys like LeBron, guys like Steph, they with the women they was with before everything. Now, so they not really having to question the intent. But maybe Aisha Curry, she's always in the media. But as far as like LeBron's wife, she just kind of play the background, just kind of chill, you know what I'm saying? And I can even see like her character as a whole, that even if they would have split, I don't see her coming out, you know, doing these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't know these people personally at all. But even Michelle Obama, I don't see her coming out and just trashing Barack Obama's name. It's like if you could sit there and take these vows with an individual, and and things don't work out, you still gotta remember, man, you took these vows. Like you walked that out. Why would you want to tarnish, you know what I'm saying, this person's legacy, this person's integrity, this person's character? Why would you want to even put that kind of stain on it, especially when you have children with them? It's not like, all right, it's just a split, hey, we gone from each other, and if I badmouth you, so what? It's like, man, we got a kid that's gonna hear everything I'm saying, you know? Because we grew up in the time like I heard a young lady say earlier, like, oh yeah, about 2023, everybody ain't like that. Yeah, that's true. But the woman you just described about yourself, that's even rare in today's age. It's a reason why people commend you on being that way, because that's not what it is anymore. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a time people took pride in keeping their name a certain way. They took pride in even women with their bodies and stuff like that. Women are more naked than they ever been now. Like, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You go in Walmart with ass cheeks everywhere. Bras not even a household item no more for women anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, they out with bundles on their head, all kind of shit. It just the integrity of the black people had just went all the way down. You know what I'm saying? People barely combing their hair when they go outside. Like, we didn't see our grandmas and stuff conduct like this. We didn't see our mamas conduct like this. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along the way, it's been a major downgrade. And that's the problem with society today. So they don't mind getting on national TV and slandering somebody's name. Man, it used to be a time like you didn't want your kids to certain stuff that y'all had going. You kept that under wraps. Even when y'all split up, you still let that child know, hey, that's still your daddy. You respect your daddy. That's not a child's place to know the business on why y'all split up or what's going on. Maybe once they're an adult, y'all can have a conversation with that individual. Now you gonna go to tell the whole world. So now when that child goes to school now, and the kids able to tease and know, like, oh yeah, your daddy this, your daddy ain't this, and all this kind of shit, like, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is we're seeing this from the women. You know what I'm saying? The dudes are not coming out bashing their ex-wives and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not cranking that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Now once he hit the airways, if he got to defend himself, that's one thing. But in reality, they setting the tone for this shit. They ain't coming out, they doing it, man. And somebody need to hold these women accountable, because it don't make no motherfucking sense, man.
I'm gonna say this,
I'm gonna say this,
and I'm gonna say this, not to hurt nobody,
not to hurt nobody, not to,
um
um
when I say this,
when I say this.
it's pretty depth. And the reason why we are the way we are is because the women haven't had a point of reference of respect for a man. And when I say that, a lot of these parents that have children, they're peers together. They're like, you remember that pecking order thing I used to talk about? Your parents are supposed to be up here. The children are here. So in order for them to get from here to there, they have to understand that foundation of respect. So therefore, what we see in our society is, well, damn, my daddy wasn't here, so I don't have a point of reference. So the disconnect is going to automatically be there. So there's not going to be any point of reference. And if you look at Tyrese, I guarantee he said we both came from dysfunctional. There was no man there. So guess what? He's thinking in his sentimental part of him wanting to gather that together. She had no point of reference. So her respect could be Tyrese, it could be Obama, it could be anybody. She doesn't have a point of reference of respect. And for the record, a lot of women who even have fathers still don't respect them. You know why? Because they let the fathers, stepdaddies, or whoever the fuck ever run over them. So when it comes to a man and say, hold up, I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me, there's a disconnect right there in itself, because they don't know when to stop. That's where we at in our society. And that's where the men have to come back and set their foundation. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to respect me as a man. That's just how it is. You want me to come and respect you as a woman? Well, damn it, you're going to respect me as a man. And I don't give a fuck what tax bracket you in. I don't give a fuck where you come from. I don't give a fuck about your brothers and who you was and what your last name is. I'm a man at the end of the day. And if you want to get that respect, God damn it, you gotta give it. Point blank, plain and simple.
Beta men, it's like the beta men is what they pushing out there. To where, the woman, she run everything. He just, oh yes, yes, just like they taking even like just on TV, they've taken strong father figures all the way out the map. Just think of us growing up. We had, George Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? He ran his household. You know what I'm saying? We saw James Evans, Good Times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was broke. He was.
Oh, you broke up.
We had family about his car. The Uncle Phil's. We had what was another good TV day. Now look at the transition in TV now. So then you got shows like Scandal, where there's no father, nowhere to be found. So it's more so about women being over sexualized now. You know what I'm saying? The other show, Reasonable Doubt. It just look at the way she did her husband on there. It's like it's no strong fathers on TV, no strong figures to look at. Even if you watch Blackish, like man, like that ain't no, no alpha male. That ain't nothing you look towards. So like how you broke down how you grew up, the young lady, how you grew up or whatever. It for you to be so solid or whatever people call you, the thing is, I can almost guarantee your grandpa was a real stand up man. It's probably certain things he instilled in you to make you this way. I'm sure your grandmother did too, but I'm saying it's certain values that I know your grandfather probably put into you because when it's a strong man in the house, he sets the foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to be the one to remind you that, hey, when you step outside this house, you represent his last name, and we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, and a lot of times I feel like um I've been told just in past relationships, like I've been married before. I had a husband. My husband is the father of my children, etc. It just didn't work out, and I try to tell people. They were like, "Oh, well, what did he do? Well, what did you do?" And I say, "Well, at the end of the day, we were relatively young when we got married, so I tell anybody, I don't have nothing negative to say about that man. It didn't work out. We thought, what we had was enough to push through. I mean, it ended up not being enough. He's currently remarried. He happy with his decisions. I'm currently pushing my brand. Raising my kids to put them in a better situation, etc. So I feel like we all make choices, and as long as you not making somebody look bad because of some past stuff that don't even matter. And that's always been my thing. Like at times, he would be a little upset and he may say things like I've heard that he said some things that when it's kind of about me as I would say about him. But to me, I just feel like that was coming from a hurt place, and I'm not judging him for that. I just know what I have done and what I haven't done. So I'm not here to judge how he handled us not being together. But also, all I can do is do my part. Make sure that I'm being receptive to with the viewpoints, but also not allowing what somebody says about me, to determine, what I do, how I move through life, and how I treat them. Because if if everybody I talk to likes me, then I wouldn't even know how to move through life because everybody not gonna like you. Somebody gonna lie on you. Somebody gonna mistreat you. Somebody gonna manipulate you. And at the end of the day, you just gotta know through all of that you're gonna be good. It's not gonna matter. And that's something that my grandparents, and my mom would always tell me. You have to do what's best for you first, because if you're not okay, you can't be okay for nobody else. If you're not healthy, you're not gonna be healthy for nobody else. You can't go to work. You can't take care of your business and take care of yourself. And I hate to see like when people take to doing a lot of drugs, going to a lot of drinking, because after you do all that, you still broke. You still trying to figure out life. You still trying to figure out why you got dumped. That doesn't help. But now you just putting yourself in the bind financially, or you making it to where you're unable to be mentally stable to take care of business. And I've always, been big on putting my money first because at the end of the day, nothing is for free. You can be cute all day. Dudes can say what they're gonna do for you. But if you can't take care of yourself, that's gonna be short lived. So I've always been raised to just make sure I can take care of myself. Um, I'm not somebody that say like do I don't need a dude because I most definitely plan on being married again eventually. I'm just not in a hurry. I want to make sure that it's somebody that I actually want to be with. I respect. I wouldn't mind being around my children, etc. Because just saying you married to say you married is most definitely a waste of time. And the kids feel that that's not good for you in the long run. It is not good for that other person. So I just feel like you should be fair to others, just like you want people to be fair to you. So me being brought up in a way to just be honest as I can. Sometimes people don't even deserve you to go into full detail about your life. And once you see that, you don't need to deal with them. If you don't feel comfortable being honest with somebody, like really being transparent and vulnerable, you can't be with them no way. So to me, I just be like counting my losses and I cut that off early because I'm not gonna play with nobody and I don't want nobody to play with me. So
Now, I want to say this, and then we can, go to the second one. I wanted to introduce this terminology to introduce into your lexicon or vocab, whatever you want to call it. A religious zealot, a person who has a very strong feelings about something such as religion or politics, and who wants other people to have those feelings. And I want to apply this, and then this is going to go into the connection of the second part of what I'm about to talk about. You always got these people out here that fuck over people, especially like when you see Tyrese's marriage and you see countless others who do fucked up shit to people and think that they don't have to face them face to face. I want you to understand about what I'm about to say. Everybody that uses this religion and uses Christianity as a smear, I'm saying a false, narrative to use to control the damage and to do our PR and all this type of stuff. I see through you like Scotch tape. And the reason why I say that is because this. When you look at the Bible tells you that you can't see the Father unless you go through the Son, correct? All right. My thing is this. How can you sit there and go straight to God and be forgiven for your sins when he actually tells you to be accountable and responsible for your sins? Not just from your perspective, but from the others that you do dirty and you do wrong. So it's no the skipping past the people that you done fucked over and did wrong. You have to go straight before you go to God, you got to go to them first. Before you go to God, you got to make shit right first. Because at the end of the day, if you want your prayers to be answered, he already knows your heart. So if your heart is that compassionate, like you say it is, then you're going to be compassionate to haul your ass over there to the person that you fucked over and said some fucked up shit to, or you're going to actually be accountable and responsible for your actions. You're not just going to go to God and think all is forgiven and everything is cool, because you got a thing called karma that's coming long and hard for your ass. And you're going to have to deal with that until you get that shit right. And that's exactly where we are. We got people right here trying to use it, trying to get baptized. We've seen Evelyn and Lazada get baptized twice. For what? For what? Your spirit is not, listen, you can be healed and not made whole. And that's the problem. You thinking that going into a baptismal pool is going to wash away your sins? We still see the exact fake, phony individual that you are. You can read as many self-help books, spiritual, TD Jakes, or whatever. We still recognize you as a phony and a fraud. You can go on many spiritual Christian podcasts, hence Derek Jackson. We can see right through him like Scott's tape. You're a fraud and you're a fake. And until you do right by others, how you expect God to do right by you? And guess what? Religion never taught me that. My parents taught me that. And I'm gonna say
no,
this,
that's big.
and I'm gonna tell you
That's
something.
big.
This is for the record, and I want everybody that hears this and what I'm about to say, because this is probably gonna go viral, because I'm gonna make it go viral. In the first half of your life, If you've isolated, disrespected everybody that fucked with you, everybody from the first half of your life, you don't have no point of reference outside of yourself to understand if you're a fucked up individual. The second part of your life is not going to be worth living.
Repeat that, Rob, for the people that didn't hear you.
If you a person out here that ain't handled your business and been respectful, and I'm talking about you done disrespected everybody, talk shit to everybody, belittle everybody, look down on everybody, I guarantee the second part of your life ain't gonna be worth living. And as you can see, every individual that have lived the top 1% of life is still chasing that dream. You know why? Because God allowed you to be blessed in that situation and you burnt it down. And those are people that you want to stay away from. People that create beautiful tragedies. There's no such thing as a beautiful tragedy. And what you'll end up doing trying to help them, you'll end up destroying your life, destroying your time, destroying your money, destroying your effort that you could actually put in somebody that'll fuck with you for real. You'll end up destroying yourself. I advise anybody, stay the fuck away from them type of people, because I guarantee the second part of their life ain't gonna be nothing but miserable hell. And I'm not surprised if they don't if they don't want to live anymore after that point, because they're gonna come to the realization that they fucked over everybody that would have fucked with them.
I think politics and religion is some of the things that I was taught, as a police officer to stay away from. And mainly because everybody has their own upbringing and ways of thinking and ways of looking at stuff. And so that's why it's important to understand where you stand with that, because you'll be easily swayed and easily manipulated into going into those cults, because at this time and day, most most religion actually most religion groups have turned into like real cults. Like I've been to a few churches. Like I grew up in a Baptist church, but we relatively are non-denominational because we just believe in God and His works, and Jesus is the Son of Christ. It's Christ. So it's kind of like when you understand what you stand on and what you believe, it's not so easy for people to get you to go along and ride along with whatever they say just to get the clout, like people say, or just to get some recognition that's going to be very like minimal, very temporary. When in the end, if you would have just been true to yourself and do things the right way, how you feel is right, as you stated, it's easier for somebody to believe the truth than the lie. The lie only goes so long, and you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna end up falling and tripping on some stuff that you forgot you said, or you forgot how you presented yourself last time, or like people these going to get surgeries, people going to do all these things to try to be appealing to somebody else that really don't even care about you. Like, and so to me, that kind of goes into those religions, that goes into like the different way of looking and viewing yourself, because even people in religious groups, if you look a certain way, they're not gonna fool with you. They're not gonna let you be a part of what they're doing. Um, they're not gonna do any outreach with you because they feel like you don't look the part. And when people understand that and see that everything is not so black and white, like like it should be. If somebody, really trying to do something and trying to push and do some positive things, they get the least credit. But when you on there being messy, when you're on there being loud, when you're out there doing the most, that's the people that are really being paid attention to. And it's just kind of like I read a lot and I look into a lot of different motivationals, and it's just kind of like if you can't be true to yourself, regardless if somebody is looking, how we keep saying the integrity, if you don't have any integrity, you won't last long anyway. So I feel like being religious and holding yourself on these pedestals, or thinking you just know so much about politics, or thinking what you saying is way more important to other people. In the end, it's gonna catch up with you. So that's kind of just how I look at it all. 'Cause I don't consider myself a super Christian because I know there's a lot of things I can do better and I can work on. But every day I'm working and every day I'm making improvements. So that's what's important to me. So
Timbo.
Oh yeah, what she brought up politics too. Just know, everybody got to Friday to go vote early. But yeah, as far as people using religion, having these coming to glory moments, to try to wipe away the scum they put out the. It's a it's a ploy. It's been getting done since the old days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get your good PR team. They tell you, hey, we're gonna dress you up like this. You're gonna come out. You're gonna say this. We're gonna put you in a few public settings to where we need to rebrand your image and things like that. It's sad, but I mean that's the way society working on. Like, Rob, you could get caught outside a restaurant, slap a woman down to the ground. Next week we'll come and say, Rob, look, um, I need you to raise awareness about violence. So hey, we're gonna put you in this setting. You're gonna talk to a few battered women. You're gonna you know say this, say that, and hey, this is how we're gonna help clean up your image. It get done a lot. What you gonna do about it, man? That's what it is, man. It it just nonstop, man. It's controlled chaos. You know what I'm saying? It's
Facts.
controlled, man. It just a big circle of madness, and it's just gonna keep on rolling, man.
Listen, and I want to say this, and the reason why I'm rolling to the second part is like when you look at Jimmy Swaggart, you know what I'm saying? The preacher that got caught, I have sinned, and then he turned around and did the same stuff. And this is what I want to talk about, the concept of shame. When you're in a position of power, that's why I say sometimes people don't understand power. You know what I'm saying? Power can hurt people, power can kill people. And this is when I say this in relation to religion. Power can hurt people's belief system because if you're a man of this hierarchy, and then you're actually, how much of it do you believe? If you're in this position of power, and then it can also kill the concept of belief because like I said, once again, he's in a position of power. So if he's preaching all of this and this and this and that, woo, 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 and then you out here doing this, the power of the pulpit, I heard this pastor say this. The power of the pulpit is so powerful that it would bring double damnation to the preacher over the regular average person that may burn. You feel me? Like when you standing in that pulpit, that power is a serious power that is going to control the very mindset and the mind frame of getting people to do right. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand the power of that pulpit, then that means you are a representative. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be playing with that. And that's where I think that position of power is it becomes consumed with the mind frame of personal, you know what I'm saying? You want to get your personal zone. And I think that's where it crosses that line over. And it makes me want to get into this second subject. Church Without Walls Reverend found guilty of herpes, and that's where I want to talk about him. You know what I'm saying? He actually was in the news. I'm having to pay 2.4 uh 5 million in this herpes case, and I'm like, well, okay, what's going on with this? Because at the end of the day, has the church become the new safe haven for sexual promiscuity, especially when it comes to men of power? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, what we doing? Like, what we doing?
That's tough.
Matter of fact, let me get into the article. I just want to show this article, and I'm gonna tap into it. It came up, and I'm gonna go right to it. I'm gonna read the Independent because they're pretty good. Texas pastor ordered to pay women. I'm gonna share the image real quick. had to pay 2.45 million for the case. And I'm just gonna read this brief part. Reverend Ralph D. West, to the assistant pastor at the Church Without Walls Eldridge campus in Houston, was ordered to pay 2.45 million after a jury found him liable following a 3-day civil trial. The woman's attorney, Sean Murphy, said that his client contracted herpes during unprotected sex with Mr. West, whom she had met on Facebook. Mr. Murphy says she had an outbreak 2 or 3 days after being intimate with Mr. West. You can't fix it. She's got it for the rest of her life, Mr. Murphy told Click 2 Houston. The things that we look at for cases like these are essentially 4 things. Is the defendant infected, and how can we prove it? Did he know he was infected? Do we have evidence of that? The attorney said that his legal team was able to prove Mr. West was the one to give her herpes to her client in March 2018 through her medical records and tests that she got at the time. Now, that's exactly when I say that the concept of shame has been removed from society. And when I say when you just going out here and you just doing whatever you want to do and you hurting people. See, that position of power hurts somebody. That position of power can have made that woman mentally unstable to the point where she might have wanted to kill herself. That's all I'm saying. And that's where I say we got to be way more careful, especially in who we follow. And you've heard me say this, right? You've always heard me say, Tim, that I'm never a fan of nobody, and I'm always observing on how they move and in the manner in which they move.
Yeah. I mean, anytime power is abused, it can have a negative effect. They go from preachers to teachers to bosses at jobs, principals, all that, man. It's it's a big responsibility to bear, man, when you're a leader. And a lot of people want to lead for the wrong reason. They want to lead because of the perks that come along with it and the power that come along with it. And they know a lot of times women are drawn to power. When you the boss, you the man. You know what I'm saying? You can swing your weight around. People are attracted. Not even just women. People want to be around you when you the man. So I think it's important to just understand the responsibility that comes along with it, because when especially like church people or whatever, you got people's souls on the line or whatever. So these people believe in, you know, everything you're saying and all that. You could really turn a lot of people away from God. Like, not saying that men are perfect. They not. They make mistakes, but at the same time, you can drive a person away from God based on the acts that you partake in. Just like true story. Uh, it's a funny story. I mean, it ain't funny, but it's all right. So my mama never got a driver's license, right? She used to get drove around everywhere. Like, she had a learner's permit, and so she went to take her driver's test. She grew up in the country. She went to take her driver's test, right? And the guy who had to take them, to watch them drive or whatever, he tried to touch her thigh while she was driving. She hopped out the car. She never took the test. This happened as a teen. All the way up until my mama was in her 70s, she just never got her driver's license because of that.
Damn.
The real shit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what kind of trauma you could bring up on somebody, with your abuse of power. And see, the thing is, he probably got away with that a lot. I know a guy, when I was in high school, I took driver's ed. I ain't even gonna say the man's name. I took driver's ed, and the dude used to come pick me up from school, some girls from Booker T, and like others around.
Hold on, you breaking up. Hold on, you
Talking
breaking
to
up.
the girls or whatever, and then he'll be asking about them like, man, what's up? Look at that. And I'm like, damn, see, you know
Hold
what I'm
on.
saying? But at the time, it was like, and
Hold on. Hold
I
on.
see one in the car, he like
Hold on, you breaking
flirting
up.
with the girls and all that, and probably passing. I ain't no telling what I was going down, but I'm more than sure he probably took a lot of them girls' innocence. You know what I'm saying? Just, we weren't able to identify that young, but looking back at it now, man, that dude really was a creep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of girls that grew up promiscuous and all that kind of stuff based on abuse of power. You know what I'm saying? You had stepdads, touching these girls. You had all kind of stuff going on, and they were scared because they feel like, well, he's the breadwinner at the house. I don't want to ruin my mother's marriage. So, and them dudes, they're losing. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they don't even have to tell the girls to keep quiet. Them girls just normally do it because they're in fear. They're in fear of the power that he holds. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, man, but power really does get abused, man, on a regular basis. And it happens with women too. Like women at the top, she could be a boss. You know what I'm saying? She call you in the office for something and she get the grabbing on you and you let her know, hey man, I don't roll like that, whatever. And next thing you know, your hours getting cut. Like it happens in every form of life, man. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to say this. When the reason why I say it, you gotta watch who you following and who you fool with is because the most influential people that have always been in positions of power have always been eliminated. You know what I'm saying? From the Patrice Lumumbas to the Malcolm X's to the
Bro,
Martin. You
I
know what I'm
can't hear
saying?
you.
Huh? Do you hear me?
I hear you. I hear
Okay.
you, Rob.
Okay. The most prolific people in our society, they've always been eliminated and been assassinated, right? So those people, they knew that they couldn't get a scandal on. You know what I'm saying? The Patrice Lumumbas, the Malcolm X's, those people, or they tried to imprison them to break them. So I know that the people, and I'm saying they set the standard. And see, that's what we got to start going to go back to. The Malcolm X's, the Patrice Lumumbas, the guys who stood on business, the Fred Hamptons that actually stood on business and couldn't be bought. If we built individuals like that, then we would be able to recognize these bullshit ass people in power, and we would be able to adjust our minds to know that, hey man, we need to get him up out of here. That person ain't representing us like we supposed to be represented. You see what I'm saying? That's why when these churches, like, think about this, bro. The churches don't say anything to the forefront when it needs to be said, especially when it comes to black issues. Now they'll get behind the politics, but they won't be get behind their own kind, and that to me is a contradictory in itself. When when they're one of the biggest economic foundations in the black community itself. So that's why I have to be mindful of. I'm looking at, okay, the spiritual part is strong, but the money part is not strong. You know what I'm saying? That's my part. And that's where it becomes a complicated situation. You see what I'm saying? And then you got, okay, now you'll go over here and allow these politicians to come in your church, and then, okay, vote for me, and then what? You know what I'm saying? The economic base coming out of the black community, the political part is coming to the black community, but nothing's being done. So that's where I have to understand that it's a whole crock of shit. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to black influences, black positions of power, the only person that we got is just one person that has been sitting in the office for the last 15, 20 years. So that's why I say you got to be careful on who you follow, because then you'll fall. It's almost like a cult. You know what I'm saying? From the politics to the religion, it's all a cult, because ain't nobody trying to improve nothing. And that's why when I look at dudes like this, okay, yeah, you done took up all these collections, all of this, and then hooped and preached and tore down the walls of Jericho and all of that. And then all of that for what? For that to mean nothing. Nothing. And now where you at right now? It's pitiful. It's pitiful.
That's so the sad part is I know so many people that's a part of that church. And it's just kind of like my grandmother actually go to church. Um, but
Mm.
it's kind of one of those things like, and so people get mad when I say this, but I'm gonna say it because it's the fact and it's the truth. At the end of the day, we all are held to a standard, regardless of what type of leadership roles we play. If we're not in a leadership role, somebody is always watching you. Somebody's always holding some type of standard over you if you realize it or not. And as a whole, people naturally find somebody to follow. I mean, because you can't lead until you can follow. So that's one thing. And another thing is being in the leadership role, as the guy Timbo stated, it's very important that you hold yourself accountable in those roles because everybody is looking at you, everybody is watching. And so when you fall short and you mess over people or you do things the way he did and it, somebody's life is changed forever because of this. You can't go back from that. You can't turn back the hands of time and ensure that these people don't have herpes any longer. Like you can't do that. And when uh, working in leadership roles myself, I understand the importance of, that integrity. That integrity trumps anything. Anything else you can possibly do in the leadership role don't even matter if you have no integrity. It's been so many times where I could have easily let somebody pay me some money to not arrest him. I could have easily, took money from somebody to pass their kid, because I've been a police officer, a teacher, I've ran the training department for a police department, which is so political. It's so many aspects of things that you wish you did not know. um, it's a lot of things I wish I could unhear, unsee, etc. But at the end of the day, I made the decision to stand on what I felt, stand on business. Make sure that people know that I'm not finna just fall for something. I'm not gonna just do it because you said so. Because at the end of the day, we all went to the same, learned the same stuff at the police academy. We all went to college and got these degrees. But you're not gonna tell me the information that you learned is different from what I learned when I know we all have to do the same stuff. You're just a supervisor at the moment. That is a title. But you're still a man, you're still human. And I'm saying that to paint the picture of the pastor. The pastor at the end of the day is still a man. And the flesh is weak. And that's why it's up to us to not put ourselves in those positions to lose. I mean, it's the fact. Like I'm a person that love to eat sweets. Don't leave me around no pie and shit, cause that shit gonna be gone. Like I'ma eat it. So that's the same thing. If you know you like to see nice women, if you know you like to see somebody with a little dress on, and like you said, they at Walmart with the cheeks out. If that's the play for you, and you see that, and you feel like you can be stronger, and I mean, cause people be like, "Oh man, I messed up this one time, blah blah." But the more times you mess up, the easier it is to keep messing up. And I feel like sometimes we are our worst enemies. We be feeling like, man, I can do this. I can hang in there. I can get this thing right, not realizing it takes more than that. You most definitely have to be on board with having those hard days, knowing that okay, maybe he did mess around with somebody here and there, but he probably would have never thought it would have got to this point. I'm just being honest. In real life, he probably never even fathomed this kind of thing happening to him. This kind of thing, messing with his character, messing with all the things that he built. Because at the end of the day, there is some things that he was able to help the community with financially, help them go into better positions, helping people get good jobs, all of that. So now all that good you did is it's just like it doesn't matter because now this is all you're gonna be known for. And that's why that integrity portion and protecting your character, that's important. And people tell me, you doing all this stuff and people ain't even caring because people want you to do this and this. I say, well, I can't help what people would like for me to do. I'm gonna do what I feel like is best. I'm gonna do what I know is gonna really benefit people overall. So because you don't care for how I'm doing things right now, that's fine. I'm not moving on what you want me to move on. I'm moving on what's laid on my heart and what I feel like is best. So I feel like in that aspect, even though yes, he's at the church, even though yeah, it's supposed to be nothing but like-minded people surrounding him, who's to say who all has been in his ear all of these years? Because it's been years that he's been pastoring that church over that church being a part of that, you know, their congregation. And, you know, they have multiple locations. So think about it. That's hard. That's like heavy as the head that wears the crown in real life. That's a real thing. And so if you can't handle that pressure, if you crack under pressure, that's it. Like, and it's not to say that nothing can be salvaged or nothing can come good out of this, because at the end of the day, all people gonna see is this negative light shine on him. But it's not a guarantee that nothing good could come out of this, especially for the women, because now they about to get paid. I mean, of course, at the time, someone probably wasn't even looking at it like that, but I mean, now that's where it's at, and you know,
Can,
they got they got them lemons now. They can make them little lemonade. So,
listen, can I say something? I be in one. Can I just be honest? Because I told you I'm one of the most truthful podcasts out here. Can I be honest?
go for it.
All right. Can we say that men, black men, that be in these positions of power, can we not say that we have a taste for hoes?
How about excuse me, let's Jeff about it. Is that a personal statement as well, or you just
No, just in general, man. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I done seen
well,
so
I,
many
so I would say
situations.
this. So this is what I would say. What happened to black men don't cheat? Because I just feel like the more that they done said this, all these men that got caught cheating. So I'm just trying to see, are y'all really standing up business, Rob G? Is this really such? Is
Oh,
this a
oh,
true
listen,
thing?
listen to me.
Okay.
I, I see this shit happens. I've seen it happen numerous of times, and there's always a warning before the destruction. I've always believed that, right? You know what I'm saying? Any position that I've ever been in the streets, I've always taken my position and me being accountable for me. Whether it was some shit that went on, there's some shit that didn't even have nothing to do with me, I'm still responsible for me because I was there. So
Right.
looking at these situations, I'm like, bro, like that this is gonna turn into all right, I'm gonna do this maybe 1, 2, 3 times. Then it's gonna turn into a situation
One,
where
two, three
maybe
times.
you know what I'm saying, 150, 11 times. Then it's gonna turn into a situation that it's gonna be a baby involved, and now he gonna be saying, damn, that's crazy. Like that's how it happens. You see what I'm saying? So they don't never have no stopping point, and I feel like that position of power gives them that position to never have a stopping point. You know what I'm saying? Come
Right.
on, now we you know where we worked at. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the
Yeah.
googly eyes. We've
Yeah.
seen come on now, come on now. You feel me? I mean, we know what's up. Like, you know what I mean? If it was a go moment, trust me, he gonna go for the gusto. So I think where we are in this situation like that, man, it's unfortunate, especially for the young lady. And then too, it could have been a money grab. She could have been knowing that. She didn't just play the role to get the bag. So a lot of brothers, you got to watch out,
You
man.
think so? You think somebody would
And
really
listen,
jeopardize their health?
NBA young boy has that right now, and it's girls that are still rocking with him right now.
Wait a
Right
minute.
now, NBA young boy. Yep.
So they they know this and they continue. I don't know. So I'm big on my health. I'm big on my mental health. I'm big on my physical health,
Right.
and that kind of stuff to me is like I
Listen,
if I hear
listen,
rumor, if rumor has it, somebody possibly will have something. There,
man,
baby, look, I ain't
look
got
here.
time.
Usher got a bump shooter. Come on, man. Bump-
Really,
Usher, Usher got a bump shooter. So we gonna sit there and it's act like women still like crooning over Usher. Come on now, they don't give a damn. They trying to get in the mix and they trying to get to that bag. You feel me? Come on, man. We gonna stop that, man.
I hate that. I hate that. That's what it's come to. No, it's don't laugh. It's not funny. Let me talk. That's not funny. Because no, so
Ooh,
and
man.
I'm being very honest. Like what I always feel like, what am I showing my kids? And that's where we always, you and I discuss broken generations. And I feel like, how are we gonna ever come close to breaking at least one of the generational curses if we not gonna put ourselves in a better position? And they always say health is wealth. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. And it's like, if I can't be healthy physically, eventually my mental is gonna move around. Like, if I can't feel good on the inside, outside, in my mind, like, how am I gonna function in this life? How am I going to bring my children up the right way? How am I going to be able to have grandchildren? What's the whole point?
I'm gonna tell you something. This is a true story. This is about me, so you'll understand. My character has got me places that money could never buy. And what I'm saying is, in real life altering situations. I met a young lady back in the early 2000s, cool chick. She was out of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I was driving and I seen her. And I'm bumping, I'll never forget, I was bumping the Gucci man. I ain't gonna lie, that Gucci man with the trap, I wasn't Trap God, I forgot what it was. And I'm riding a lot alongside of her, and I seen it, and I said, you know what, let me just see what's up with her. Boom, exchange numbers, talk, rocked out, vibe, everything, cool, whatever, whatever, whatever. Talked for about a month. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't pushing the issue or nothing. Just cool female. Man, look, she taught me and pulled me to the side. When my character, like I say, my character comes into play. So you got to watch how you move, right? This was just me being authentic. She say, look, I think you're a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, like your vibe, everything straight, whatever. She said, but I got something to tell you. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Well, whatever you want to tell me, hey, man, you just keep it a honcho with me. Told me she had herpes. Straight up. Her baby daddy gave it to her. He was cheating on her. He gave it to her, and I'm not for sure. I don't think her child had it, or her child may have had it. You feel me? And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I could have been put in a position to actually have embarked upon something serious, and she might have been like, I ain't got to tell him nothing. And then that would have been the end of me. But thank God that my character was true and honest, because how I carry myself, that right there put me in a position to make a choice. Now, if I would have made the choice, then that would have been on me. But other than that, she gave me the choice. And I think that's where a lot of people got to learn what kicks in about you. If you solid and you supposed to stand on business like you're supposed to, God damn it, then guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to take accountability and be responsible for your actions all the way across the board. Oh,
I agree. I
but
agree.
with a girl like that, who baby daddy ruined her life, my dude,
Mhm.
you in a position of power, you could have said something, my nigga. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. That's why I be like, that's why I say religion to me at this point is a laughing stock. And the reason why I say that is because ain't nobody taking this shit serious. Everybody pretending and being in delusion and shit, having like a godlike complex, bro, and it's destroying the people's belief system, and it's killing people that actually were trying to find hope in religion. And you got to be careful with these type of motherfuckers, because like I say, the concept of shame has been destroyed amongst our culture.
And see, I can say that I respect that viewpoint, and I'm just gonna shine a little bit more light on it. At the end of the day, we all know ourselves. We all know what's going on with us, and I'm gonna say mentally and physically, because just because you may not have herpes, you might not have HIV, HIV, you may not have all the other alphabets is out now because they are here. But the but if you are mentally ill and you know that at times you may be a little bipolar, you may have schizophrenia, you may have depression. Like, if you know that you are mentally ill, you should tell people. And I feel almost strongly about that than the STD thing, because at the end of the day, I fall in love with you. You straight. You do all this stuff. You got money. You can provide. You got a house full. It's like all these things. But then we married 3-4 months, and I don't see you. Like, we live together, but you leave the house. You gone for a week. You done had a whole episode. I don't know this because I don't know you mentally ill. But in real life, you know how they say, what fight or flight. And so when you get into a situation mentally and you don't understand how to properly communicate that, you're gonna leave, you're gonna flight. And because I don't know that, because I'm unaware of your mental status, I'm sitting here just thinking you cheating on me, like I'm left with all these things. Then we'd have had a kid together. My kid ended up being diagnosed with these things, like all of that stuff is hereditary. And so is it fair to say like people just don't care at all no more? They just like it's to the point where if if I don't ask certain questions, you don't get those answers. And how is that fair? Why do I have to ask for your family background? Why do I have to ask for, to tell you, oh, okay, so are you single? Are you married? Are you like, why do I have to go through all of it for somebody to really tell you the truth? You can't just talk to somebody no more. You have to really ask them, well, are you married? Are you engaged? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? Are you in a entanglement? Do somebody feel like you belong to them, but you know you don't belong to them, but they feel like you do, so they go a little crazy behind you. Like those are things I need to know. You know what I'm saying? And when people don't be upfront and honest about that, that causes trauma and drama for the next person that don't even deserve it. So I just feel like people should be more honest.
I'm gonna say this. Speaking of entanglements, when you hit the nail on the head, and I want to bring this last subject up. Speaking of entanglements, Dwight Howard caught again in another man scandal.
Can't stay with you.
Oh, man, listen to me. In 2023, why are people still in denial of their sexuality when the doors have been blown off for them to be themselves? And I want to say this, and you might laugh at me, and this is the comedic version of me. He came out and said, hey, what goes on in my bedroom, stays in my bedroom. Obviously not. And the reason why I say this is because I feel like this is the third time, man. I mean, it's like, come on, dog. It's okay. If listen to me, I think he's more mad that he didn't get the dude to sign an NDA more than anything, and now that he's suing him, and then he probably introduced some stuff into him in front of him that he just wasn't with, right? So my
Right,
thing is, Dwight, don't be mad that you didn't make it consensual because you probably introduced him to some things that he wasn't even with. And second of
right,
all, if you wanted to play swords with the lady's son, then you should have had him sign an NDA so that this wouldn't happen and you wouldn't be on the forefront looking like a goofball for not the first, not the second, but the third.
so I recently just heard about this. And you say this is the third time?
Yeah, man, he got caught with the tranny on there, and I mean the tranny went in, and I was just like, wow, like, and then he just gave the most PR statement that you could ever give, which made it just even worse. He was like, "Yeah, Dwight, what about you? You know what I'm saying? When you wanted me to give you head, Dwight. What about when you wanted me to smash you, Dwight? Yeah, you didn't say nothing about that, Dwight." And his response was, I don't recall saying anything like that. And I was like, oh nah, bro, come on, man. We're gonna stop the goofiness. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself before you be by yourself. And here we are, unconsensual. He was talking about what goes on in my bedroom. Obviously not. If you was coming out in a
Yeah,
leprechaun suit, or if you was coming out in a Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees hockey mask and plan on doing some weird shit, bro, it was all of that. Man, you got to be careful when you're a celebrity. You have to make sure that you sign paperwork, make sure cell phones is taken up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we done seen this happen to Bobby Valentino. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
yeah.
to Bobby Valentino. You know what I'm saying? Because we were crazy about this situation. And it was funny. If you look at that situation, the dude that was in the room with him was like, "Come on, Bobby, what are you doing? You it's like you always come here, Bobby." And then the first part I'll never forget, you forgot your keys, you forgot your shoes. Where you going, Bobby? Come on. He said, that's Bobby Valentino. Yo, he said, where you going? Come here. Like he
And
come on, man. Like we gotta stop, man. We gotta stop it.
so I guess this is my thing. Why is it And I know people are who they are, regardless of race, sex, upbringing, etc. But why do it seem to be that in our culture it's highlighted so heavily when it comes to transgender, gay, all those different titles? I don't want to even go into it because the LGBT, all of it is too long for me to try to go through. It's just not. I do my best not to be disrespectful because I don't understand all of it. As far as titles, I just gotta say that first. You know, nobody seeing this now or in the future and trying to bash me, but I just feel like in our culture it's just so magnified. It's like, oh, who can we catch next? Like, oh, I got you. And I feel like any kind of leadership power that we have, the media does their best to sabotage it in that window. And I'm being honest because it's so many white people and Hispanic people that are doing the same stuff in the celebrity world, and nobody has shined any light on it at all. It's not even a topic. It's not even a discussion. And I just feel like that's really messed up. Like this kind of like
I'm gonna
any kind of way to discredit us is gonna be done. So
listen to me. It to the for us to even predominantly watch it. Like I said, the door has been blown. We don't care at this point, right? So at the end of the day, we make fun of our own. You know what I'm saying? We have the right to make fun of our own. And to tell the truth, yeah, we're all gonna laugh at you. We're all gonna laugh at you, right? But it be's the lies and the deceit for
you
me.
know they said it on the Carrie movie. Sorry, it's so funny when I hear people say
We're all
it.
gonna laugh at you, but it means the lies and the deceit for me. That's what it does because it makes it that much worse when you lie about it and then the
Right,
truth comes out, especially because it's gonna come out in the public record in the
right,
court.
right, right, right.
In the court when he bang his gavel, all that's gonna be public record. So why
Then
not?
you have to be embarrassed for no reason. Yeah.
So just be you, man. Shout out to everybody. Just be you. Now listen, my advice to Dwight Howard to control it. If he wants to do PR control, whatever, just come out. Be
Yeah.
yourself before you be by yourself. And then all is gonna be well. And guess what? There's gonna be something else to come up within 24 to 48 hours, and then boom, life is gonna go on.
I just feel like, so everybody always say love is love and all of these things. And at the end of the day, hate is hate. Somebody made it their business to ensure that this man is getting dragged through the mud, what I'm saying, behind this situation. And I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like this is just not cool. I don't care how nobody try to spin it. I don't care about what really happened, what didn't happen. Like you say, yeah, 24 hours, 48 hours, it's gonna be somebody else under the garrow. Cool. But how can we, and I mean it, like how can we make this stuff not the thing? How can we make this stuff not the conversation? And like I said earlier, it's just difficult because the stuff that should really be spoken up on, the stuff that should, be spoken as far as like us being able to get assistance with medical needs, us being able to get assistance economically, us having those, opportunities to learn about our finances, us having opportunities for our children to have better schooling. Like that stuff is never the topics. That stuff is never the topics. And it's kind of like it's redundant. And this is literally what they want. I'm not a big conspiracy talker. I'm not a big, oh, it's on the man, because at the end of the day, it's up to us how we build on our future. It's up to us how we raise our children. But at the end of the day, don't make my job harder as a parent because all y'all got in the internet is all this negative stuff. All y'all got in the internet is forcing the LGBTQ titles, all of those people on my children. Why do I have to see this stuff in the cartoons? Why do I have to see this stuff? Like, why are you trying to make this such a norm and so highlighted on all platforms? Why is this going on? And again, I have none against nobody. Whatever they choose to do, that is their business. But I don't want to have my 7-year old, my 4-year old niece, my 2-year old niece thinking that kind of stuff is cool in the cartoons. If they gonna make that kind of decision, that's a decision for them to make as an adult. It's not a decision for them to be thinking about at 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And this is where, like you said, if you actually look at Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., who talks about it in his book, is about the areas of activity, the 7 areas of activity in which we do not control, and sex is one of them. And therefore, they dictate exactly what is deemable. Like right now, that is acceptable. Now, what's coming in the future is bestiality and zoophilia. Those are coming as an additional to that. So what you got to understand is that they make the rules. They can break the rules, take them back, push them forward, move the goalpost line anywhere they want to. And until we understand that and we see what's going on with BRICS, they formulating in other countries to say, hey man, we're not dealing with none of that no more. We adapting to our own society, morals, values, and principles. We're going on our own economic way, those areas of activity which they can control now. So now it's starting to shift the balance of power. So once we understand that as African Americans, that we have to grow our own economic system to where we can become influential people of power, then we can control those laws. We can control those activities, because guess what? As much as education is put into effective a social society, so is the political part and the influence to make it the way it is now. So when that becomes effective in the education, when we become effective in the economic, it's going to affect the social. Once we affect the social, it's going to affect the political. Once it affects the political, it's going to affect the laws. And those are the area of activities that we fail to control because we think that voting is going to get us there. No, it's the money part. It's
Yeah.
the money. So guess what?
No,
The
I agree.
ballot and the bullet is going to change things. Malcolm X told y'all that a long time ago. Shout out to Malcolm X too, man. For real, for real, for real. My mentor. But look, I think this was a good show tonight, man. I appreciate you for joining me. Impressive results by Jess. Tell them, give them the spiel, man. Let them know about your products, man. You got to tap in with them.
So, as I stated earlier, I'm the owner and CEO of Impressive Results by Jess LLC. Is a beauty consulting business. I take care of hair and skin. I make my own products, use my own ingredients, etc. All natural ingredients. I have scalp and hair treatments that are assisted with hair growth, itching of the scalp, moisturizer. It can be used daily, no alcohol in it, just all natural oils and herbs. A shampoo, just exfoliating shampoo, all natural as well. The base is African black soap. It helps with doing a deep cleaning, getting the debris out of the hair. I have conditioners. I have shea butter conditioners and coconut conditioners. They're both good for moisturizing, and you can use them as leave-ins or rinse outs. And I have a body butter as well. And I'm working on some other face soaps, etc. And I do have a African black soap to help with deep cleaning. I do facials, beard facials, and massages. So I'm here to help, just here to help however I can. And Results by Jess.com. And my podcast is Just Talks. And so my boy here, he has been on it before. And so we working on a few more things. And I also have an event coming up, Just Marketing and Mimosas. The tickets are on Eventbrite. So you can go to Just Talks in my bio or Impressive Results by Jess on Instagram or Facebook, and you can get the tickets in the bio.
Absolutely, man. Glad to have you on the show tonight, man. I appreciate you, man. And listen, anything you need, you already know. Just holler at me behind the scenes. I'm going to pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? Steal me a couple of mimosas. You know what I'm saying? Make post a couple of people that get out of pockets. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you so much for the invite. It's always a joy to yap about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Until the next time, and I appreciate you, man. And just hey, man, we're gonna tap in next week. So you know what I'm saying. I might do a show Wednesday early, and then like I say, if you need me on your show, by all means, you know, already know I'm there. So
Okay. All right.
all right, man, pleasure.
All right.
Oh yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, man. Man, we had a excellent show tonight, man. I just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Let me go ahead and pay a couple bills real quick, man. Shout out to everybody over there popping bottles, man. Listen to me, man. If you ain't stopped at this liquor store, you better pull up at this liquor store, man. They one of the best. Screen, see it at the bottom of my screen, right there, 11102 East Freeway, Suite B, Houston 77029. Tap in with them 281-888-7425. Show this ad and you'll get 5% off, man. I gotta give them some more love. Real talk. I also got to send a special shout out to my boys, man. To my boys that we've been down by law. Shout out to Premier Liquors. You know what I'm saying? They definitely in the city. You know what I'm saying? Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna show them some love and whatnot. But I want y'all to understand, man. Y'all pull up over there. Understand something. When I show these ads, man, tap in on these ads. Man, at Premier Fine Wines and Spirits, man. Listen, 174 Yale, Suite 800, Houston, Texas, 77007. Show this ad, man, and you're going to get 10% off. But I do want to say this, man. I appreciate y'all. We tapped in on a few subjects. And I also want to say this too, man. Me being doing this show for almost 3 years and just having fun with it. I'm going to show y'all a few insights. We're doing the technology week. I'm going to bring on some people that are in the technology and changing the game, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence. I got another event coming up, man. Shout out to the people over there for who I work for. You know, we definitely gonna be tapping in with EO. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Taking I'm taking this podcast thing seriously. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, we was in California. Now we going to New York. You know, shout out to everybody out there in Harlem, Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, Uptown, Jersey. You know what I'm saying? The whole area. We definitely doing some things behind the scenes. One of the things I really want to tap in on y'all is about this integrity thing. And the reason why, like I say, I'm not attacking religion. I'm not attacking it, but I want people to understand where we are supposed to be as a society. You know what I mean? We can't mask ourselves in Christianity when we know that our heart's not right and we're not following everything that we're supposed to be following. You know what I'm saying? If you got wrongs in this world that you've done to people, by all means, sit them down and correct those things. Don't let those stones go unturned because you don't know how in a way that it affects people. It affects your marriages, it affects your relationships, it affects your business relationships, it affects everything. And it's going to reflect your character at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? As I walk around this green earth, you know what I mean? I didn't touch seas after seas too. I don't just just talk it, I live it. And one of the things that you see me walking with, my resume ain't got a stain on it. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere that I've ever been, I've always been embraced with love. You know what I'm saying? From Greens Point to Fifth Ward to Third Ward, or anywhere that I've ever been, I've always been embraced with respect and love. And how I did that was give it. You know what I mean? I never let anything put me in a position to where I thought I was just higher. You know, I've always kept a humble spirit, and the humble spirit comes with humility. Shout out to my boy Timbo, man. And I remain humble at all times, and I want people around me to understand the concept of being humble. Because at the end of the day, your life can be taken away at any given moment. The most important people in your life can be taken away at any moment, and you have to value those that value you, and especially value those around you that put into you, that pour into you, that feeds your spirit and feed and nourish your soul. Because we got a lot of soulless motherfuckers running around here. Straight up. We got a lot of soulless people running around here. And at the end of the day, you do not want to live, like I said earlier, one part of your life of where you've destroyed everything. You've destroyed the people. You've destroyed people that actually had love for you. You actually destroyed them. And then the second part of your life don't be worth living because you don't have nobody that want to fool with you. If you think I'm lying, look at the Stacey Dashes, look at the Vivica Foxes, look at Tyrese's ex-wife, look at all the people, including Derrick Jackson. I'm not just picking on the women, but it's also the men too that have had beautiful, endless relationships that they could have had in their lives, and they destroyed them by the things that they did and by the words that they said and by their actions. Always remember that. Treat others as you would like to be treated. And if you don't ever want to be misused and abused in the second part of your life, by all means, start creating a better foundation in the first part. And I guarantee it'll lead you to a better legacy later. How you do one thing is how you do all things. And if you want to continue the damnation to the people that are influential in your life, that could actually show you things that you may have never seen from just not a one dimension, but can show you things from a fourth dimension, by all means, value those people and keep those people in your life. Because at the end of the day, when they gone, may God help you. And if you think that that's okay, then that's just the coping mechanism and your delusion in your mind and yourself, thinking that you okay and you really not. My heart goes out to those people that think like that, because at the end of the day, they ain't going to have nothing worth living for. Simple. But I want to thank y'all, and I want to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me tonight, man. We definitely had a lot to yap about. We had a good time. We had a few laughs and whatnot. But understand this. This next episode that I'm about to drop, man, it's going to be Second Childhood. The one after that, Game Ain't Based on Sympathy. And then the third one is going to be a Barn Burner 2. So, and these are my personal episodes where it's just me. But I want y'all to understand, we about to take over NY, man. We done hit, you see the hat, you've seen me wear it many and numerous of times, but now it's time for us to take New York, and we going to New York in about a week or so. So, man, I just want to tell y'all, I appreciate y'all, love y'all for joining me tonight, man. And until the next time, we definitely gonna yap about it, man. I love y'all. Shout out to my girl. You already know who I'm talking about. Kennedy, Alea Higgins. You already know I love you. You are my inspiration. You are my influence. You are the most positive thing in my world, in my life, and I appreciate you. Kennedy, you know I love you. You already know what time it is with us. Our love is forever bonded. Peace, y'all. Good night.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Rose under my feet, I'm gonna run these streets. Ghetto life we live, I'm gonna shut my business. They never feel my pain, but they know my name. Ooh, yeah, they gon' know my name. It's been so long, I was trying to get right. Oh, it felt like I'm wrong. By the end of the night, I be all on my own. I ain't got a gun, I ain't running from a fight. I was locked down in the belly of the beast. I was just trying to make my way to the light. I had to make that bitch understand. I'm whipping shit with the other hand. Now I'm bouncing back like a rubber band. When it come to money, do the running, man. And she just wanna fuck with a nigga who 100, yeah. Who 100? I don't want nothing, I just want some money, yeah. Some money. And she just wanna fuck with a nigga who 100, yeah. And I don't want nothing, I just want some money, yeah. I made a game, type of shit, I'm getting one of them rain. Traumatized, narcotic pain. Dirty word, I'm coming back with a stain. I paid the cost, dirty game, I prefer the cross. Had to learn how to take me a loss. Put them on and it made me a boss. And she just wanna fuck with a nigga who 100, yeah. And I don't want nothing, I just want some money. Rose under my feet, I'm gonna run these streets. Ghetto life we live, I'm gonna shut my business. They never feel my pain, but they know my name. Ooh, yeah, they gon' know my name. but I never went against the code. I had love for dog, I had to cut him off, I heard he told. I would've laid down when it did the time for the gang. And these be the same clowns that be tryna put dirt on my name. Ain't no pretty ball, no mention to me. I know how to get the bag out the streets. I know how to turn a 1 to a 3. I know how to turn your bitch to a freak. And she just wanna fuck with a nigga who 100, yeah. I want nothing, I just want some money, yeah. And she just wanna fuck with a nigga who 100, yeah. And I want nothing, I just want some money.
Rose under my feet, I'm gon' run these streets. Ghetto life we live, I'm gon' shot my business. They never feel my pain, but they know my name. Ooh, yeah,
They gon' know my name. I was down bad, but I never went against the code.